Read the directions or the nonfiction article carefully and answer all of the questions. Why have 9/11 rescue dogs fared better than human workers? After airplanes destroyed the World Trade Center on September 11, 2001, veterinarian Cindy Otto arrived in New York City, New York, with a small army, dozens of dogs trained to find missing people. The search and rescue canines quickly went to work, nosing their way through seemingly endless piles of steel and concrete. The air was thick with smoke, dust, and dangerous toxins or poisonous substances. Many human workers wore masks, but the dogs worked without protective gear. They needed their noses free so they could sniff out victims. Even with masks, human rescue workers faced danger. Nearly 70% of the people who helped with the World Trade Center recovery efforts had reported new or worsened respiratory systems between 2002 and 2004. Problems include asthma, persistent coughs, wheezing, and chest pain. Otto feared that the dangerous rescue conditions would have similarly damaging health effects on canines such as Deja Vu, a German Shepherd from Pennsylvania. The environment was so awful, I couldn't imagine they wouldn't have problems, Otto told WR News. She organized a study to find out. More than 5 years later, Otto has surprising results. Many of the dogs remain healthy. In fact, the hardy animals are just as fit as research and rescue dogs that weren't involved in the 9/11 recovery efforts. Stay safe secrets. Deja Vu and her handler, Pat Thompson, helped search for the victims in debris or rubble at a New York landfill. Thompson was concerned about what her dog was breathing in and walking through at the site, but Deja Vu has remained in good health since 9/11. Thompson is happy to report. Otto has three hypotheses or theories about why the dogs stayed healthy and people didn't. First, she points out dogs spent less time at the recovery sites than human rescue workers did. Many of the people who now report breathing problems worked for months cleaning up after the attacks. The dogs in Otto's study were at the disaster sites an average of 10 days. Otto says dogs also are less susceptible or vulnerable to respiratory problems such as asthma. When dogs have allergies, they tend to have skin problems, she explained, but the owners haven't reported any skin problems. Another reason may be the dog's superior snouts. Scientists say a dog's nose, which is longer than a human's nose, can better filter air that goes to the dog's lungs. Even though the people and canines breathe the same air, fewer hazardous particles may have reached the dog's lungs. Waiting game. Despite the surprising study results, the dogs aren't in the clear yet, Otto says. Some diseases take years to materialize, including mesothelioma, a type of cancer caused by asbestos exposure. Asbestos is hazardous material once used to insulate and fireproof buildings, including the World Trade Center. Some of the material was released into the air when the Twin Towers were destroyed. Mesothelioma can take about 5 years to develop in dogs. The next couple of years are our critical period, Otto said. If we don't find anything, it's pretty impressive. Learning how to keep the canines healthy is important, says Philip R. Fox, a veterinarian at the Animal Medical Center in New York City. These animals are vital assets for state, local, and federal programs for disaster management, he told WR News. Trish Cartino's Australian Shepherd Joey searched for victims at the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., the site of another 9/11 terrorist attack. Search and rescue dogs like Joey are just doing what they love to do, Cartino says. It's our responsibility to keep them safe. Hound heroes. Search and rescue dogs aren't born with the ability to find missing people. They must train for at least 20 hours a week for about a year and a half to perfect their sniffing skills. Most rescue dogs are German Shepherds or Labrador Retrievers, but any canine can fit the bill if it meets certain requirements. A pup must be able to search for a hidden toy or for long periods, tirelessly pursue someone, and track a toy despite distractions. Inquisitiveness, trainability, and energy are also pluses. Veterinarian Cindy Otto says there are about 100 certified top level search and rescue dogs in the United States. The canines are a precious resource, she says. No piece of equipment can ever do the job of these dogs, Otto told WR News. Question 1. What does the term a small army mean in paragraph 1? A group of soldiers to help, a group of Marines to help, a group of dogs to help. Question 2. What is debris? Refer to paragraph 6 to reread the word in the text. What are hypotheses? Refer to paragraph 7 to reread the word in the text. Workers, diseases, theories, landfills. In paragraph 11, the word vital means friendly, essential, warm, harmful, unnecessary. In paragraph 8, what does susceptible mean?